For more, we're with Nomura's head of European interest rate strategy, Firoozye. He's in the studio with me. Thanks very much for coming in. So does Ireland need a bailout now?
Actually, no, it really doesn't. And Ireland in particular is looking not to get a bailout because of the loss of sovereignty and because of the possibility of that they may be required to raise corporate taxes. Ireland actually has enough cash on hand, according to the NTMA, the Treasury, until at least April of next year. There are proposed changes to the National Pension Fund that may free up to 17.6 billion euros that can be invested in a new Irish inflation-linked bond, which has been proposed. So it could be that Ireland is effectively out of the market for until 2012. That's barring any write-downs in the banking sector.
But there is a great deal of concern right now about the state of the banking system in Ireland, given their dependence on emergency liquidity money, essentially from the European Central Bank, which may actually be drawn down. There is a concern that even if the government is fully funded, that the banks could well run out of money before the government does.
Absolutely. No one really trusts the banking sector numbers, and I think that's why Ireland and Germany are centering on the idea that they could bail out the banking sector. They can't loan to them directly. It would be through the sovereign, but it won't be with as many strings attached. And that way Ireland can save face, and Germany can say it's done everything it needs to deal with the euro crisis, meanwhile putting through the changes it wants in the bond markets.
And what are you expecting in relation to the bond markets? What are your expectations?
Well, the EU has announced that it's going to be changing its rules to corporate governance, and the details of that should be released during the council meeting in, I think it's 16th December. The final changes are expected to elaborate on some EMF or some replacement for the European Financial Stability Facility, some long-term replacement, as well as conditionality on the aid, so that probably in terms of sustainability, getting a country on the path towards sustainability, they may have to take a restructuring.
I mean, European finance ministers are in talks at the moment. We don't have a timeline. There could be a plan soon. If no plan is agreed this week, in the near-term future, what are we going to see? More euro selling, more investors dumping Irish debt, and the debt of other Eurozone countries as well?
I think there's quite a lot of... Ireland's going to hold out for now, as long as they can, and this could lead to significant volatility, probably pressure on Portugal. You know, effectively, Portugal needs more cash than Ireland does because they go to the market on a regular basis, whereas Ireland has some family jewels that they can sell in order to raise funds.
If Ireland does accept a bailout, if we do see a cash injection into Irish banks, does that reduce the contagion risk for countries like Portugal?
I think that the market may move on to Portugal at some point, because Portugal is significantly at risk at this point in time. Now, this has really been a problem of communication by the European policymakers, that they haven't been, the way they've expressed the possible changes to the bond market, the introduction of the sovereign debt resolution or default resolution mechanism, the SDRM, or collective action clauses being inserted into new bonds via treaty change. Some of these things have not been communicated at all well, and I think the bond market is focusing on the possibility that it would require a debt restructuring immediately. Now, if the European Union specifies in particular that Ireland and Portugal don't have solvency problems but have liquidity problems, then it would tie it all in that the EFSF doesn't require haircuts.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Firoozye. Great to get your thoughts, head of interest rate strategy at Nomura.